So, if you've been struggling with bad credit or you just can't seem to break into that good credit score range, well, there's one strategy that might be the fastest, easiest, and most overlooked way to add 30 to 50 points to your credit report, and that's becoming an authorized user. That's right. No need to apply for a new loan, no hard inquiry, and the great news is no big risk on your end. Now, this method allows you to legally piggyback off someone else's strong credit history, and when you do it correctly, it can transform your score in as little as 30 days. So, if you've ever Googled how to raise your credit score fast, how to fix thin credit, or how to build credit with no history, well, you're going to want to watch this video from start to finish because I'm going to walk you through what an authorized user actually is, how to do it properly, what mistakes to avoid, and how this strategy can open doors to better interest rates, approvals, and financial opportunities. And trust me, most people are doing it wrong. So let's start with the basics. Excuse me. When you become an authorized user, you're being added to someone else's credit card account, not as a co-signer, not as a joint account holder, but simply someone who is allowed to use the card. That's it. You don't own the debt, you don't make the payments, and you may not even get access to the card itself. But here's where it gets really powerful. Once you are added, the entire credit history of that particular account will show up on your credit report as if it were your very own. Now, let's say that account has 10 years of on time payments, it has low balances, and a strong credit limit. Well, the good news is your credit file just absorbed all that history overnight. Lenders will see you as less risky. Scoring models like FICO will reward you for having a longer credit history, better utilization, and more accounts in good standing. And that is where the 30 to 50 point jump comes from. Now, let's be clear. Not everyone will see the same results, but for someone who has a thin credit profile, meaning maybe only one or two accounts or none at all, well, excuse me, this can have a massive impact. It's really like getting a head start in a race that you thought you were losing. So if you've had credit problems in the past, it won't erase those negative marks, but it can offset them. On-time payments, low balances, and account longevity from the primary cardholder, well, that can dilute the weight of old collections or late payments on your file. But here's the deal. You have to be strategic about who you actually ask. Now, this needs to be someone who has an impeccable credit card history. The last thing you need is to attach yourself to a card that's maxed out or has late payments. That's like trying to fix your reputation by hanging out with the wrong crowd. Trust me, it'll backfire. Now, once you're added as an authorized user, the credit card company reports that account to the three major credit bureaus under your name. And that's when you start to see the changes. So just before we take a deeper dive, it's imperative you hit that like button and subscribe so you get notified the minute we produce another game-changing video that helps your credit situation. I promise it will help you and you'll appreciate it. So buckle up and let's plunge deeper still. So here's how you do it correctly. First, talk to a parent, a spouse, a sibling, or a close friend with excellent credit. Now, they need to be someone who pays on time, who keeps their balances low, ideally under 10% of the credit limit, and has the account open for a long time. In fact, the longer the history, the better the boost. They can simply call their credit card company and ask to add you as an authorized user, and it usually takes about 5 minutes. Now, some banks may ask for your name, your date of birth, or even the last 4 digits of your social security number. But don't worry, that's for reporting purposes. You are not liable for the debt. I repeat, you are not liable for the debt. So the best part is that you don't even need access to the physical credit card because you're not expected to use it. In fact, I recommend personally that you don't. Now, this isn't about spending, it's about leveraging their history to elevate your profile. And yes, this works, even if the person lives in a different state or a different household. Now, credit bureaus don't care about your relationship, they care about the data. Now, let's talk about where people mess this up. So, first, never get added to an account with late payments or high utilization. That's like inviting poison into your credit file. It will drag you down instead of lifting you up, which is where you need it to be. Second, make sure the card issuer actually reports authorized use data. Now, the good news is that most major banks do, like Chase, Amex, Discover, Capital One, but some small issuers or even some credit unions don't. If the account doesn't show up on your report within 30 days, well, sadly, you might be wasting your time. Now, third, do not, whatever you do, stack 10 authorized user accounts thinking that more is better. Why? Because too many can actually raise red flags for lenders and may look like you're trying to game the system. 2 or 3 high quality accounts are more than enough. And finally, don't assume this will magically fix everything. If you have open collections or maxed out cards or missed payments, well, the bad news is those still need to be handled. Now, this is a boost, it's not a miracle. Now, I've seen this strategy help clients qualify for auto loans that they couldn't get before. I've seen first time home buyers hit the score they needed just by adding to their parents' 10-year-old Amex card. And I've also seen college students graduate with a 740 FICO because their parents added them as authorized users back when they were 17. And that brings me to your bonus tip. So if you're a parent, you can help your child build credit by adding them as an authorized user before they even turn 18. Most banks will allow this at 15 or 16. Now, they don't even need to use the card. By the time they're applying for college loans or renting their first apartment, they'll already have years of credit history behind them. And remember, being an authorized user doesn't just help with credit card approvals, it can impact insurance premiums, rental applications, even job screenings. Now, this isn't just a credit hack, it's a financial unlock. So, on to my final thoughts. Becoming an authorized user is one of the very smartest ways to build or rebuild your credit when you do it right. And again, just make sure the account is clean, the person you're asking is responsible, and the credit card issuer actually reports to the bureaus. So if you got value out of this, please give it a like, drop a comment with your experience or questions, and of course, subscribe. I've got more credit strategies coming that you definitely don't want to miss. So, thank you for your support, and I'll see you guys on the next video.